of a fallen Cleveland police officer is pushing for change in trial competency standards while honoring their son.
Finals are approaching, and with that, lots of stress. What students can do to take a break or relax next week.
And Hawaii is taking action against doom scrolling and taking the parent company of TikTok to court. All of these stories and more as Kent Stater TV News starts right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good Thursday evening, Portage County, and welcome to the hour-long special of KSTV News at 6. I'm Lillian Drabick.
And I'm Talia Milowich. Thank you for joining us on our last Thursday newscast of the semester.
I can't believe it, Talia. This week is the final week of KSTV programming, and it's the last week of classes, which means that finals is literally around the corner.
That's right. And our very own Tatum Warrens has more on how to take care of yourself during these stressful times. Tatum?
Hi guys, finals week at Kent State is right around the corner. I spoke with an Academic Success Center tutor about what to expect.
Many students are seeking tutoring during this finals week, so with a greater number of people coming in, the spots are more limited.
Finals begin on Monday, December 8th and go through Sunday, December 14th. The Academic Success Center and the Center for Undergraduate Excellence offers stress-free study spaces and a quiet place to de-stress in Suite 114. They also have several tips for effective studying, including using a planner or calendar to stay organized, using self-quizzing strategies, and taking frequent breaks. They emphasize taking breaks especially because burnout will happen otherwise.
So I definitely would say start with something that you enjoy. Starting with something that you enjoy or something that's small can be more rewarding and can spark a longer study session rather than starting off with something that's really tough. That can sometimes lead to quick burnout in your study session.
The Academic Success Center says that breaks also boost productivity and help you to be ready to remember information when you come back to it. Luckily for Kent State, there are plenty of opportunities to get out and take a break from studying next week to give your mind a rest. From the Rec Center to the School of Music to the Kent State Ice Arena and even downtown, there will be plenty of opportunities. I will be back later with some different ways that you can take fun breaks during your final studying sessions. For KSTV News, I'm Tatum Warrens.
Thanks, Tatum. Tomorrow is the annual Grad Studio Crawl for the School of Art. Participants will be able to tour the studios of studio art graduate students and see what they've been working on this semester. This event will also be open to prospective students, the community, and any Kent State student interested in the arts. The tour will take place tomorrow from 4 to 7 p.m. in the Center for Visual Arts.
The will close December 31st and reopen next year as a new restaurant. The restaurant opened in 2020, serving less common Mexican dishes. The restaurant was sold in 2024, and the new owners have continued the established concept. They said they have now seen challenges and plan to reopen mid-February as a completely new concept.
Your first forecast on Kent Stater TV.
What a stunning, sunny, and cloudy day in Kent today. Speaking of cloudy, I'm wearing a cloud-filled shirt. Now let's take a look at the weather. Alrighty, so for our statewide temperatures, down in Cincinnati, it's 30 degrees, Athens 29, Columbus 24, Toledo 17, Akron, Canton 21, and Pittsburgh 24. And let's take a look a little bit closer. Alrighty, so in Sandusky, it's 19 degrees, Cleveland 21 degrees, Worcester 21 degrees, Mansfield 17 degrees, Akron, Canton 21 degrees, Kent 19 degrees, Ashtabula 19 degrees, and down in Youngstown it's 17 degrees. And let's take a look some more at our weather. So for hourly forecast tonight at 8 p.m. it is going to be 14 degrees with a 2% chance of rain. 10 p.m. it's going to be 13 degrees with a 2% chance of rain. And midnight it's going to be 12 degrees with a 2% chance. Alrighty, and so for today it was 17 degrees, partly cloudy, and the wind was 6 miles/hour north-northwest, and the humidity was 53. For tomorrow it is going to be a little bit colder, so let's just remember to bundle up for that because you don't want to be a little bit cold out. The cold weather is here to stay, so take a study break for your finals and go sledding or build a snowman this weekend. The snow is here to stay. I'll be back with more of the weather.
Thank you, Abby. Changes could be coming for the competency restoration deadlines for criminal trials.
Our very own Nikki Gajeski has more on the story and the family these changes could affect.
Passed the Senate on November 12th. The bill was created in memory of Cleveland police officer Jamison Ritter, who was killed by Devontae Hardy in July. Hardy was deemed incompetent to stand trial last fall in order to get psychological help to restore his mental fitness. However, Hardy has continued to refuse medication and treatment, delaying his court hearings and the case. SB 295 was created to change the law that allowed him to do this.
It will preclude him and any future people like that from being able to escape trial by refusing to take the medication that they're expected to take.
In Ohio, defendants like Hardy have a year to restore competency before the case is dropped. The clock keeps ticking whether or not the defendant participates in the treatment. The legislation would increase the timeline and stop the clock when the defendant doesn't cooperate.
What this legislation will do is not allow that to happen. There will be benchmarks put in there for refusals. You will not have to toll time if he refuses, and it gives them 5 years.
The Ritter family says the July report showed Hardy was taking illegal drugs while at a mental health facility.
It's very disheartening to see these things happen with no oversight. And that's one of the reasons that we've contacted the governor's office for an investigation.
The family turned to Patton for help. Patton's son, Thomas Patton II, died in the line of duty, so he understood the Ritter's grief.
The reality of the fact that he's gone forever. And that's what the Ritters are going through now. They're petrified that the person that murdered their son can potentially go free.
He said, Karen, we're going to make this right for not only your family, but for, unfortunately, any future set of circumstances that may occur. And he said, we will see this through.
However, opponents of the bill, like Zachary Miller, say Ohio's mental health hospitals are working at over 96% capacity. He believes the bill could worsen hospital conditions and promote a false narrative of patients. For the Ritters, the bill is urgent. Hardy's competency restoration deadline is February 20th. However, the House doesn't plan to hear the bill until March.
But what's frustrating to me is we are pushing to see justice for Jamison, and we may not reap this benefit if we don't get enough people writing letters and pushing for the House Judicial Committee to actually hear this bill in January.
If the bill does pass the House, Patton plans to name it the Officer Jamison Ritter Act.
Everybody in Ohio should want to see justice for Jamison.
Reporting for KSTV, I'm Nikki Gajeski.
A power outage led to thousands of Northeast Ohio residents to be without electricity, and many are still without. The outage was reported at around noon today. While many customers have had their power restored, many more in Summit and Stark County are still in an outage. First Energy has not yet reported a clear cause of these outages. More updates are to follow.
Cleveland has extended their moratorium on utility disconnections for unpaid bills. The hold initially took effect on November 7th and was set to last 30 days. The city's mayor announced Thursday the moratorium would be extended another 30 days until January 6th. Cleveland public power and water users won't face disconnections due to unpaid bills until then.
Early Wednesday morning, a tanker truck overturned on I-271 in Medina County, causing the highway to be closed for many hours. According to the Ohio State Highway Patrol, the cause of the crash was revealed to be the result of the driver falling asleep at the wheel. The tanker overturning led to about 4,000 gallons of ethanol spilling out onto the highway. The highway is open now, and the spill was contained by emergency cleanup crews.
Akron Metro RTA's schedule does not match their current workforce and may leave drivers stranded. The workers' union said some drivers are working 12 to 20-hour shifts to meet the Metro schedule. The local One Transport Workers Union and the Metro RTA have been working on reaching a deal to ensure better working conditions. The union is still waiting to hear back from a neutral third party.
The holidays are here, and so is the stress that comes with finding the perfect gift for the little ones in your life. We have more information about what toys are best coming up.
Companies have laid off a large number of employees last month. What these job cuts look like later.
The Olympians have launched their careers at Kent State University. In track and field, veteran coach Nathan Fanger has propelled 2 star athletes to the Summer Games. Following in their powerful footsteps is Olympic hopeful Gabby Bailey. Gabby's high school coach knew Kent State would be a perfect home for the Jamaican star after seeing the success of one of his former athletes, Olympian Danielle Thomas Dodd.
Kent is a good place to grow because the environment here is unmatched compared to other schools. It's not just a good place for athletes, it's a good place for everybody. Everybody feels supported here.
Coach Fanger helps Gabby grow athletically and academically.
We want to go win conference championships and we want to see people's success outside of track and field, but to get there, you've got to be able to be supportive through the whole process, right? I'm there essentially 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's like an experience that you probably won't get anywhere else. And it's just a feeling of being welcome all the time.
Kent State University's Marcello Fantoni has served on the scientific committee of the Palace of Versailles for the past decade. Through this prestigious position, Fantoni creates worldwide connections, helping Kent State students and faculty realize one-of-a-kind global experiences.
Today, Kent State University is a global university. We have a presence in every single continent of this planet. If we send our Ohio students all over the world and bring their experiences back, we create the conditions in Ohio for a much healthier and stronger development of the entire state. When you come back and you have more tools in your brain, more options for solutions, you are a more talented, a more versatile professional. And this is what the market wants today. The future of higher education is global.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community,
your stories.
Welcome back. It's the holiday season, and shopping for the perfect gift can be challenging.
Yes, it can. CNN's Jean Sullivan has more on how to shop for the little ones in your life.
Walking down the aisle of any toy store can be overwhelming with all the choices on the shelves. So how can shoppers and Santa nail down the list?
Santa's sleigh is big, but he has to carry kid toys for all the kids, so be careful about what you ask for.
Toy expert Chris Byrne, known as the Toy Guy, says it's better to buy a few items that kids will really love, which may mean spending a little more on a single item. Byrne says Legos are always a great option. They even have some choices for kids as young as 2, like the Lego Duplo Interactive Adventure Train, which will cost you around $79.99. Byrne says interactive toys that offer various smart stages are a great option because the toy advances as the child's skills do, like the Fisher-Price Laugh and Learn 4-in-1 activity table and easel. Some retailers are selling it for $43 all the way up to $57, so compare prices.
It starts as a busy board, converts to a play table, a drawing table, and finally an easel.
Looking for something a little cuddlier? How about this? Coco the Tumbling Panda for about $55. A really popular item among kids this year is the Transformers Cyberworld.
He actually converts from a Transformer to a Scorpion tank.
And of course, Labubus.
Labubu is a fashion accessory. It is having a moment.
Byrne warns that shoppers should watch out for knockoffs and copycat versions.
Pop Mart is the only real source and the official licensee of that.
No matter the gift, buyers should always check the age guidelines on the toy.
That age grading is not so much about the child's development level, because every child is different, but it's also about what's safe and easy.
Byrne also recommends reading customer reviews. He also has more recommendations on his website, thetoyguy.com. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
With this busy holiday season, the headlines are filled with stories about layoffs, recalls, and sales.
To explain just what is going on in the consumer world, we head to our correspondent Anne-Marie Chula. Anne-Marie?
Thanks, guys. More stuff is happening in the economy. Jobless claims declined drastically during the shortened Thanksgiving week. New shows 191,000 people applied for first-time unemployment benefits during the last week of November. That's a drop of 71,000 from the previous week. However, claims activity usually falls during holiday weeks. Continuing claims dropped by 4,000 to 1.93 million for the week of November 16th. Companies cut back on job cuts last month. U.S. employers announced just over 71,000 layoffs in November, according to outplacement firm Challenger Gray and Christmas. That's roughly half the amount from October, when a rise in pink slips came from several of the nation's bigger companies. As for November, the fields that saw the most job losses include telecommunications, technology, and food. Hawaii is taking TikTok's parent company to court. The state filed a lawsuit Wednesday against ByteDance, saying TikTok was built to be addictive. Officials accused the platform of using design tactics that exploit children's vulnerabilities and fuel anxiety and compulsive use. The complaint says TikTok keeps users online longer to boost data collecting and ad revenue, comparing TikTok's features to tactics used in gambling. If you have a dog, you may want to pay attention to this. From Family Foods is recalling 300 cases of its Boney Hill Farms Beefy Bowls frozen dog food. It was sold in over a dozen states and Canada in 16-ounce rolls, with a best-by date of December 25th, 2026. Fromm says this is the only item affected and the issue was fixed. You should stop giving it to your dog and return it to the retailer. So far, no illnesses or injuries have been reported. I will have some more fun stories later.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
It's starting to get rather chilly. Bundle up and get cozy as we look at more of the weather. Alrighty, let's take a look at tomorrow's weather. The sunrise is going to be at 7:35 a.m. The moon is going to set at 8:43 a.m. and we're going to have a full moon. I'm so excited. It's going to be 30 degrees and the wind is going to be south to southwest at 6 miles an hour and the humidity is going to be 72 degrees. Yikes. So when you go outside, be careful because it is going to be pretty high tomorrow. Alrighty, let's take a look at the extended forecast. So for Friday, like I just said, it's going to be 30 is the high, 19 is the low, 8% chance. Saturday, it's going to be 33, 27 is going to be the low, snow is going to be 24%. Sunday, 33 degrees, 22 is the low. Monday, 27 is going to be the high, 15 is going to be the low. Tuesday, 33 is going to be the high, 30 is going to be the low. And then for Wednesday, 38 is going to be the high, 26 is going to be the low, and Thursday 28 is going to be the high and 20 is going to be the low. As we see that once it comes to Tuesday, that we're going to have more of a chance of the snow, so be prepared for that. But as we can also tell that it's going to warm back up on Wednesday, so the snow is going to melt again. So just be prepared for the road conditions when you take a look at that, because it is going to be a lot outside and you're going to want to make sure you have good tires on your car. Well, enjoy your last weekend before finals, flashes. I'll be back with more weather.
Serena Williams has re-entered tennis talks. What her place is in the tennis world now.
Taking on the Trailblazers. See the highlights and Kenny Atkinson's thoughts next on the KSTV Sports Report.
Did you know that children growing up with poor air quality have smaller lungs and higher rates of asthma than children that grow up with good air quality? And unfortunately, poor communities have poor air quality. IQ Air Foundation is working to change this. Today, the IQ Air Foundation provides filtration technology to schools with poor air quality through our Clean Air for Kids program. Our goal is to help over 50,000 school children every year breathe over 90% cleaner air indoors, helping to level the playing field, reduce barriers to learning, reduce sick days, and increase test scores. Mitigating poor air quality is key to environmental justice. Help clean air for kids reach more children at IQAirFoundation.org.
Hey, I'm worried about your parents. We need to show them how to spot phishing emails.
Agree, the scammers are out of control.
And we need to show them how to use a password manager. Plus, help them add multi-factor authentication.
Yes, we use MFA at work and it's great. Great cake. I'll use MFA to verify my purchase. Software update? Done. Time to celebrate.
For more information on how to keep yourself and those you care about safe online, go to cisa.gov/secure our world.
This is your Kent Stater TV Sports Report.
Tennis superstar Serena Williams has re-entered the International Anti-Doping Testing Pool. The International Tennis Integrity Agency website listed her name among others who took the test. This action will help her chances of returning to professional tennis.
However, the 44-year-old has stated that she does not plan on returning. She played her last match in 2022 and confirmed that she was not returning to competitive tennis in a social media post.
Well, since Serena is out, maybe we can finally play in the big leagues. What do you say, Talia? I played tennis in middle school. What do you say about teaming up for doubles?
I'm so down. But Lucas, what do you think of our chances? Maybe we could have a KSTV tennis tournament to help train?
You guys could win, but I was really good at tennis in high school, so I think I'd kick your guys' butts. But anyway, we have lots of Kent State athletics news, starting off with the men's basketball team. Last night, the team made it 8 in a row for the Flash's men's basketball team as Kent State defeated Austin Peay 96-84. Delrico Gillespie led the team with 22 points and 10 rebounds, marking his 9th double-double in 9 games this year for the Flashes. Austin Peay kept it close in the first half, trailing by 4 at halftime, but a 60-point second half by the Golden Flashes led to the win. Kent State will be back at the MAC Saturday to host Robert Wesleyan at 4 p.m. The giveaway is a Kent State beanie. This upcoming Saturday, the Kent State wrestling team will host the annual Kent State Open. So far this season, the Flashes are 1-2 with a 49-0 win over Mount Union and losses to Virginia and number 2 Ohio State. After the Open on Saturday, the Flashes will host Bellarmine and Edinburgh in the Tri-State Santa Slam next Thursday. And then the following Saturday, they head to Buffalo. On Saturday, the Lady Flashes head back to West Virginia to take on Marshall from the Sun Belt Conference. Kent State is on a tough stretch, losing 3 of their last 4, but Saturday marks the second-to-last non-conference game of the regular season, as MAC games will begin soon after. The Flashes were ranked number 1 in the preseason poll to win the MAC. This is the first meeting between the two programs since 2011. All-time, Kent leads the series 16-8. The Mid-American Conference released the conference awards for football, and the surprise 5-7 Kent State football team received 5 awards. Starting off, a big honor for Jareelis Clark as he was named Special Teams Player of the Year with 197 yards worth of kick return touchdowns. C.J. Young and Jamon Mathis were named to the defensive second team, and Cade Wolford and Mason Woods earned third team honors. With the transfer portal opening up in just over a month on January 2nd, 2 Flashes have already announced they are entering, including second-team winner Jamon Mathis and Gavin Garcia. Yesterday, Mark Carney and the Kent State football team also announced the addition of 19 high school recruits. The 2026 class includes a few local players from Mentor, St. Edward, Nordonia, and quarterback Gavin Peeps from local Kent Roosevelt. From Kent State over to the NBA, it's the Cavs and the Portland Trailblazers. Let's get to the highlight, but apparently we don't have the highlight. Maybe we're getting the highlight. Here's the highlight now. Starting off, Donovan Mitchell, no-look pass to Evan Mobley Great shot there. Then Garland to Mobley for three in the corner. Mobley knocks it down. Cavs up early, but then after, it's Denny Avdia. He gets the and one. Blazers trail by 3. Next up, it's rookie Caleb Love. Arizona last season knocks down that three-pointer. He had a big night, and it was all the Portland Trailblazers after this as Avdia lays it in, and the Portland Trailblazers would just tack on their lead from there. Avdia with the three-pointer. He finished with a game-high 27 points for the Trailblazers. Tumani Kamara also coming off the bench did well. Trailblazers lead 75-62 at that timeout. Caleb Love again, he had 20 points off the bench. Trailblazers up 104-89, and to cap it off, it's Kamara again with a three-pointer from the wing. Trailblazers win it 122-110. The Cavs have now lost 4 of 5 games, falling to 13-10. Here's head coach Kenny Atkinson after the loss.
First half, we lost our spirit a bit. I saw some slumped shoulders, which, resiliency and mental toughness is keeping your spirit right and your competitive spirit right when you're not making shots. And right now we're slumping our shoulders. Now, second half, we talked about it at halftime, keep our spirit right, get our compete level up, and I thought we did that.
The Cleveland Browns designated quarterback Deshaun Watson to return to practice after recovering from last year's season-ending Achilles injury. The designation opens a 21-day practice window for the $230 million quarterback. Suspensions and injuries have stopped Watson from seeing much time on the field in a Browns uniform, but in a season where the Browns are struggling, Watson could see playing time by the end of the season.
Yeah, I think he's been working so hard with the training staff and coming along, getting through all of his rehab, so he's cleared, ready to go to the practice portion of this, so that's really what it is.
The Browns take on the Tennessee Titans and the #1 pick Cam Ward on Sunday at 1 p.m. Stay tuned later for previews of the upcoming Ohio High School Football State Championships.
Later this year.
Can you help me?
Mom, Dad, we're going out.
Thank you.
Oh, look, they're playing chess.
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
She's real sick, huh? Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
You heard them, organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Dad!
Okay, here we go, throw it.
Yeah.
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Nice.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
Welcome back. Changes could be coming for the competency restoration deadlines for criminal trials.
Our very own Nikki Gajeski has more on the story and the family these changes could affect.
Ohio Senate Bill 295 passed the Senate on November 12th. The bill was created in memory of Cleveland police officer Jameson Ritter, who was killed by Devontae Hardy in July. Hardy was deemed incompetent to stand trial last fall in order to get psychological help to restore his mental fitness. However, Hardy has continued to refuse medication and treatment delaying his court hearings and the case. SB 295 was created to change the law that allowed him to do this.
It will preclude him and any future people like that from being able to escape trial by refusing to take the medication that they're expected to take.
In Ohio, defendants like Hardy have a year to restore competency before the case is dropped. The clock keeps ticking whether or not the defendant participates in the treatment. The legislation would increase the timeline and stop the clock when the defendant doesn't cooperate.
What this legislation will do is not allow that to happen. There will be benchmarks put in there for refusals. You will not have to toll time if he refuses, and it gives them 5 years.
The Ritter family says the July report showed Hardy was taking illegal drugs while at a mental health facility.
It's very disheartening to see these things happen with no oversight. And that's one of the reasons that we've contacted the governor's office for an investigation.
The family turned to Patton for help. Patton's son, Thomas Patton II, died in the line of duty, so he understood the Ritter's grief.
The reality of the fact that he's gone forever. And that's what the Ritters are going through now. They're petrified that the person that murdered their son can potentially go free.
He said, Karen, we're going to make this right for not only your family, but for, unfortunately, any future set of circumstances that may occur. And he said, we will see this through.
However, opponents of the bill, like Zachary Miller, say Ohio's mental health hospitals are working at over 96% capacity. He believes the bill could worsen hospital conditions and promote a false narrative of patients. For the Ritters, the bill is urgent. Hardy's competency restoration deadline is February 20th. However, the House doesn't plan to hear the bill until March.
But what's frustrating to me is we are pushing to see justice for Jamison, and we may not reap this benefit if we don't get enough people writing letters and pushing for the House Judicial Committee to actually hear this bill in January.
If the bill does pass the House, Patton plans to name it the Officer Jamison Ritter Act.
Everybody in Ohio should want to see justice for Jamison.
Reporting for KSTV, I'm Nikki Gajeski.
A power outage led to thousands of Northeast Ohio residents to be without electricity, and many are still without. The outage was reported around noon today, and while many customers have had their power restored, many more in Summit and Stark County are still in an outage. First Energy has not reported a clear cause of the outages. More updates are to follow.
Cleveland has extended their moratorium on utility disconnections for unpaid bills. The hold initially took effect on November 7th and was set to last 30 days. The city's mayor announced Thursday the moratorium would be extended another 30 days until January 6th. Cleveland public power and water users won't face disconnections due to unpaid bills until then.
Early Wednesday morning, a tanker truck overturned on I-271 in Medina County, causing the highway to be closed for many hours. According to the Ohio State Highway Patrol, the cause of the crash was revealed to be the result of a driver falling asleep at the wheel. The tanker overturning led to about 4,000 gallons of ethanol spilling out onto the highway. The highway is open now, and the spill was contained by emergency cleanup crews.
Akron Metro RTA's schedule does not match their current workforce and may leave drivers stranded. The workers' union said some drivers are working 12 to 20-hour shifts to meet the Metro's schedule. The local One Transport Workers Union and the Metro RTA have been working on reaching a deal to ensure better working conditions. The union is still waiting to hear back from a neutral third party.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
Who's your favorite singer? Mine's Britney Spears. Alrighty, let's take a look at that weather. Already first statewide, Cincinnati is gonna be 30 degrees, Columbus is gonna be 23, Toledo 17, Athens is 29, Akron Canton's 19, and then all the way down in Pittsburgh is going to be 24, so it's going to be chilly out all across Ohio tonight. And if we take a closer look down at our counties, Sandusky is 17 degrees, Cleveland's 21, Worcester 17, Mansfield's 14, Akron Canton's 19, Kent's 18, Ashtabula's 19, and Youngstown's 17. So it's definitely very chilly tonight. It is in the 10s, except in Cleveland's going to be in the 21. So dress warm as it is pretty chilly out. And if we get a closer look at the weather for the rest of the night, 8 p.m. it is going to be 14 degrees, 10 p.m. is going to be 13, and midnight is going to be 12 degrees. So it is going to be quite chilly out tonight. There is only 2% to 6% chance of snow/rain tonight, so you won't really have to worry about any of that, but be prepared for these cold temperatures. And let's continue and take a look at the weather for tomorrow. It is going to be 30 degrees. The wind is going to be south-southwest, 6 miles an hour. Humidity is going to be 72%. The sunrise is going to rise at 7:35 a.m. for anyone who likes to go out on a run. And then the moon is going to set at 8:43 a.m. and it is going to be a full moon tomorrow night. I am so excited for that, and I hope y'all in the audience are as well. It is just going to be such a nice day tomorrow. And if we look at an expanded forecast, Saturday it's going to be 33 is the high and 27 is the low. Sunday 33 and then 22. Monday 27, 15. Tuesday 33, 30, and then Wednesday 38, 26, and then Thursday 28, 22. Kent is snow place like home flashes. Have an amazing break. I'm Abby Kress, KSTV.
Thanks, Abby. Well, singer Taylor Swift has made headlines yet again after dropping the trailer for a second part to her Eras Tour concert film. Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour The Final Show, features songs from the album The Tortured Poets Department and other songs from the last show in Vancouver.
This film is set to start streaming on Disney Plus on December 12th. Swift is also releasing a 6-part docuseries on the behind the scenes of the most lucrative tour in music history.
Well, speaking of history and Taylor Swift, I have to admit she has been my top artist in my Spotify Wrapped for about 4 years now.
No way, she's been my top artist too. Well, let's toss things over to Anne-Marie Chula, who has more on entertainment stories. Anne-Marie?
As promised, I am back with some fun stories. A GameStop customer is now $30,000 richer after trading in a rare Pokemon card. It said the card was a PSA 10 Holo Gengar card. It was brought into a store in Grapeville, Texas on December 1st and had a fair market value for nearly $34,000. GameStop authenticated the card and paid the customer just over $30,000. The retailer said this is the most valuable single trade-in ever recorded in GameStop history. The customer's identity is unknown. Scarlett Johansson may take a trip to Gotham City soon. The two-time Oscar nominee is reportedly in talks to appear in The Batman Part 2, with Robert Pattinson starring in the title role. Matt Reeves is set to direct the DC Studios film, which is expected to start shooting in early 2026. It could appear on the big screen the following fall. The Batman came out in March 2022 and earned $772 million worldwide. A one-of-a-kind doodle by Michelangelo may soon be available to the highest bidder. The doodle, which became part of his Sistine Chapel masterwork and was one of the world's most famous works of art, may soon nab millions of dollars at auction. Christie's Auction House says the sketch, which is called The Sibyl's Foot, is one of the few remaining privately owned works by Michelangelo. You may want to take a look at the night sky tonight as a supermoon will be shining bright. According to Earth Sky, it will be at its fullest at about 6:14 p.m. Eastern Time. The moon also will appear full on Wednesday and Friday nights. This will also be the last of 3 back-to-back supermoons of the year. A supermoon happens when the moon is at its nearest point to Earth, which makes it appear larger and fuller. December's full supermoon is also called the cold moon, which indicates its full moon event closest to the winter solstice. For the last time this semester, I'm Anne-Marie Chula.
Thanks, Anne-Marie. Finals week are upon us, but the university is offering stress-free stops to help students deal with the weight of the finals on their shoulders. We have more on this later.
Lawmakers plan to unveil a new plan of subsidies. What the plan entails later.
5. 6, 7 seconds. 6, 7.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
Finals are just around the corner, and this is usually the most stressful time for students.
There are many ways around campus for students to relax and de-stress. Tatum Warrens has more information on both past and upcoming events.
Hi guys, I'm back with some fun events going on next week. Yesterday I went to the Pause and Unwind event at the Student Center and spoke to a participant about her experience.
So far I got a little hot chocolate, a couple donuts, and I'm excited to meet the dogs.
The dogs were from Pause for a Cause, a program that trains future service dogs. Many of the dogs are puppies who are just getting used to being around people, and we're very excited to be at the Student Center. There are also crafts, painting, and snacks at the event. You can see other therapy dogs next Monday from 1 to 4 in the first floor of the library. Students at Pause and Unwind expressed their feelings about why they think people should take breaks from studying to do these fun activities.
If you're studying for so long, sometimes all the material can get jumbled together. So having a break and letting your mind rest and reset can always be beneficial.
Activities to stay active next week include the Glow for Good Jingle Bell Ride on December 1st and 4th at the Rec Center. And on December 14th, you can go to the Holiday Jazz Skate at the Kent Ice Arena with live music from Roosevelt High School. If you prefer the arts, you can go to the 48-Hour Daydream Institute at the Kent State Downtown Art Gallery or go to one of the many senior recitals held at the Center for Performing Arts. There are plenty of opportunities to have fun during finals next week, so remember to take some study breaks. For KSTV News, I'm Tatum Warrens.
A bipartisan group of 24 lawmakers will unveil a plan to prevent spikes in healthcare premiums today. The 2-year plan would include a 1-year extension of the Enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies with modifications. More significant changes in ways to offset costs would take place the second year. Lawmakers want the vote to happen by December 18th.
A new poll has revealed that 72% of Republicans enrolled in Obamacare do not want the Enhanced Affordable Care Act premium subsidies to lapse. 95% of Democrats and 84% of independents agree. The subsidies are set to expire at the end of the year. However, if they do lapse, enrollees could pay more than double on premiums next year.
Public health experts have concerns over major changes being made to U.S. vaccine policy under the Trump administration. The CDC Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices will convene Thursday and Friday to re-examine vaccine protocols and likely revise the time recommended for newborns getting the hepatitis B shot. One study found delaying the birth dose could result in over 1,000 preventable infections in children each year. Hepatitis B is incurable but treatable.
The child mortality rate is expected to rise according to the Gates Foundation. In their news report, the foundation estimated that 4.8 million children will die before the age 5 this year. That is a 200,000 increase of preventable deaths compared to last year. The Gates Foundation blames the cause of this rise to be a 27% drop on global health funding, including in the United States.
John Calipari and the Arkansas Razorbacks defeated undefeated and 6th-ranked Louisville last night. See the highlights after the break.
Some words have become increasingly popular over the last year. What the impact of these words is later.
I feel like her heartbeat is like same speed as mine. And I think we have this like deep connection, this heart connection in her heart, that there's room for me and Mom. When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer. It's a sensory thing. It's a thing with Asperger's.
She's really good with Anya. I've seen adults react to my daughter when she has meltdowns like she's from a different planet. And this little animal just sat next to my child and was just like, you know, it's gonna be cool. She's my superhero.
Good job, Kitty Cat.
When we adopted Lucky, we discovered all the wonderful things that make her unique.
Lucky's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly she's pure love.
This is your Kent Stater TV Sports Report.
Jasmine Brown, the mother of Jameer Brown, filed a lawsuit in October against the Ohio High School Athletic Association. This is due to student athletes profiting from their name, image, and likeness after new rules were adopted.
The lawsuit triggered an emergency vote of the member schools, which voted in November to change rules. After the results of the lawsuit were announced November 24th, Brown's attorney filed to dismiss the suit December 2nd.
Returning with more on high school football around the state of Ohio is Lucas Foote.
Lucas, who is playing this weekend, and what do you think of the matchups?
Guys, it's state championship weekend, and there are 7 matchups starting tonight in Canton, Ohio at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I'm going to preview all 7. Starting off tonight, it's the highly anticipated Division II championship with defending champion Avon taking on the defending runner-up Cincinnati Anderson. Avon won 20-13 last year, and this season they enter at 13-1. Cincinnati Anderson enters with a 14-0 record, marking their 4th straight state title game appearance. Along the way to this game, Avon defeated both Suburban League champions Wadsworth and Highland. Tomorrow morning at 10:30, it's the Division IV championship game as Glenville will look to win their 3rd title in 4 years, taking on Shelby. This marks the first ever state title game appearance for Shelby, who is coming in with an impressive 14-0 record. Glenville fell short of the three-peat last year after getting stopped late in the 4th in their own territory. 12 of Shelby's 14 wins have been by running clock, including 4 in the playoffs. In the afternoon at 3, what's new? Toledo Central Catholic and Bishop Watterson meet in the Division III championship for the 3rd straight year. Both teams have split the 2 prior, with TCC winning 27-7 in 2023 and Watterson last year 19-14. This will be the combined 16th championship game appearance for both schools. Last week, TCC barely advanced as CVCA missed the game-winning kick as time expired. The headliner tomorrow night is the Division I matchup between St. Xavier and Olentangy Orange. The game is St. Xavier's 8th all-time appearance and their first since 2020. For Olentangy Orange, the 14-0 Pioneer squad will make its first appearance in the championship. St. Xavier will look to make it 5 championships with a win tomorrow and their first in 5 years. Saturday morning, for the first time in 5 years, the Division VII championship will not include Marion Local. St. Henry, who is in their 9th all-time title game, snapped Marion Local's historic 76-game winning streak. On the other side, the Hillsdale Falcons make their 2nd straight championship appearance and will look to be on the other side after falling to Marion Local last season. For the 14th time in the last 15 years, Kirtland returns to the state title game in Division VI, where the Hornets will take on Hopewell Loudon. One thing that makes this run of titles by the Kirtland program so impressive is that the school does not have open enrollment, meaning most of the players are all homegrown. One crazy stat, too, from John Camp of the Lake County News-Herald, Kirtland head coach Tiger Laverdi has an all-time record of 258-21, meaning he could go 0-10 the next 23 seasons and would still have a record over 500. On the other side, Hopewell Loudon will look to win its first title in the school's 3rd all-time appearance. And to wrap up the state championship weekend, 2 14-0 teams battle for the Division V title. Wheelersburg takes on Liberty Center as this marks the 3rd straight championship appearance for Liberty Center, but they have not won it since 1997. Wheelersburg will look to win their 3rd title as they have won in each of their previous 2 appearances. From the high school level over to college basketball, Arkansas and Louisville in the SEC-ACC Challenge. Starting off, Darius Acuff, a beautiful lob to Traven Brazil. Arkansas up early. Traven Brazil, he had a great night, pulls up from the top of the key, knocks it down. Trayvon Brazil again, another 3-pointer, knocking down. He would lead Arkansas in points for the night in the corner again there in the first half. Arkansas up big. Louisville does come back though, as Mikel Brown Jr. pulls up deep from the wing. It's good. 11:25 to go. It's an 11-point lead for Arkansas. It's Mikel Brown Jr. again with the finger roll, just getting it in. And then we have another one right here, another lob to Brazil. He had 21 points on the night. Louisville's first loss of the season and Arkansas's first regular season win over an AP top 10 opponent in the John Calipari era. For more in sports, be sure to check out our website at kenstater.com and be sure to tune in with us right here at KSTV tomorrow at 6 or check out Overtime, which airs at 7. I'm Lucas Foote, Ken Stater Sports.
Your heart will definitely grow 3 sizes after you get a taste of this new collaboration with McDonald's. We have the items in the collab after we come back.
Kent State University, we want all students to develop a global perspective. And with more than 200 study abroad programs in 60 countries, there are many opportunities. One is found in the Central African country of Rwanda, where students connect with survivors of the 1994 genocide.
We're learning about the reconciliation process. Rwanda sort of took a very community-based approach to how they recovered.
In January, a group of Kent State student athletes traveled to Rwanda, where they organized a soccer camp for children.
While we were there, we got to work with kids and spread our knowledge about sports.
And we brought shoes, cleats, soccer balls for everybody.
It was a transformational experience.
The people of Rwanda were full of joy. They were also full of excitement and life.
I think the big thing that I'm going to take home personally from the experience is perspective. There's not just one way to do things.
This was unlike any other academic experience I've ever had.
At Kent State University, student athletes from around the world find their home away from home.
My dream has always been to come to the United States and play basketball on a college level.
I'm going to be the first graduate in my family. It's a big thing for me.
The faculty members here at Kent State are incredible.
I feel like Kent State, it has all the opportunity in the world.
Northeast Ohio is the ideal place for them to excel athletically and academically. From the moment they arrive, students are surrounded by a network of support that helps them thrive and achieve their dreams.
We are a family, so helping each other out is one of the most important things.
Straight away, I knew I had people that I could count on. As soon as I got here, between coaches, friends that I met pretty early on, I feel like this is a second home now.
this is the place, this is it.
Coach Starkey, he always asks about how you're doing.
Our coaches are so supportive. They make you better athletes, and so many of those qualities are transferable. You're gonna come out of here being a successful student athlete.
McDonald's has launched a Grinch meal for this holiday season. This meal includes a new menu item, dill pickle McShaker fries. This comes in the Grinch meal along with a choice of a Big Mac or a 10-piece McNugget. The meal also includes a prize, Grinch-themed holiday socks. The meal launched December 2nd and is only available for a limited time.
It might just be my favorite day. Well, mine and Cookie Monster's. It's National Cookie Day, a day celebrating each and every cookie. Yes, even the oatmeal raisin ones. And some stores are offering deals that might save you some dough. Insomniac Cookies offered the first 100 rewards members a free snowball cookie. And Crumble Cookie has a deal that if you buy a 6-pack of cookies, you get a 7th one for free. Every generation has a unique lingo or phrase that words that older generations just might not understand.
Younger Gen Z and Gen Alpha are the latest to create a vocabulary of their own. CNN's Lee Waldman has more on what kids are saying these days.
Meme speak is taking over the chat.
Bro, I'm gonna crash out.
Dominating the lexicon.
6, 7.
And confusing grown-ups everywhere.
Chat, is this Ritz?
With one clear exception.
Mr. Lindsay back to define another word that your kids are using.
Middle school teacher Philip Lindsay's TikTok translations have gone viral, much like the word trends he helps to explain.
If something goes viral and it's a meme, you can expect to be hearing the kids saying it at some point, and then sometimes they even add meaning to it.
The trends can come from anything. 6'7", for example, is a lyric from a Skrilla song that morphed online after someone made an edit. Then another person added a hand motion. Others are renewals of past fads like the word tough, spelled T-U-F-F to mean cool.
If a kid walks in and says that my outfit is low-key tough, boom, I've nailed it, right?
It may sound like nonsense, but for kids, linguist Teresa Pratt says it's about finding their voice.
Young people innovate a lot with language, in part because that's a kind of socialized chapter of life where you're supposed to do creative things with your style.
Mr. Lindsay says try to speak the language, even if it's cringe.
Parents and teachers need some kind of bridge of conversation with their kids to joke about some of the words or some of the memes that then opens up to more meaningful conversation.
In New York, I'm Lee Waldman.
Well, that was something. Talia, did you recognize any of those words?
I heard some of them here and there. I've heard 6, 7 a lot.
Well, I have as well. But tough, I've definitely heard that one.
I've heard that one, yeah.
But I will say the previous two stories, after hearing those in this hour-long newscast, it made me hungry.
Me too. I could definitely go for a Grinch meal or 6 or 7 cookies.
Oh, I see what you did there. Well, that's what Crumble is offering tonight. Well, that is all that we have for you guys tonight, but we will be right back here at 6 for your final newscast of the semester.
For more stories of your community and beyond, check out KSTV.com. I'm Talia Milowich.
And I'm Lillian Dravick. Have a great night, Portage County.
There's a place to share gossip about the office party fun, and a place to share the story you tell everyone. There's a place to share a laugh about when things went wrong, and a place to share the video of you dancing to your song. There's a place to share spare change, lunch, and your time. But we could all be better at sharing how we're feeling inside. 76% of employees have struggled with at least one issue that affected their mental health. When you share, you're not alone.
Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now.
As part of its public health mission, the scientists and staff at FDA work to protect the American public by getting the accurate, science-based information they need